let's dig deeper into the Ohio primary. Joined tonight by a familiar face here on 5 on 2 for Decision 2016 coverage, the director of the Center for Political Studies at Cedarville University, Dr. Mark Caleb Smith. Thank you so much for being here.
Good to be here.
Okay, so all of the latest polling data shows Governor John Kasich either winning by about 5 or 6 points or tied with Donald Trump. Do you think he ends up taking Ohio tonight?
Certainly he has a home field advantage. He has experience in the state. He has a network in the state. He has plenty of people who are here for him, so you'd think he has the advantage. I think it'd be a little bit of a surprise if Donald Trump.
If he doesn't win, does he stay in, Governor Kasich?
If he doesn't win, I think this is the end of the line for him. I think probably he would even tonight say that he's done and he's going to drop out.
We heard Secretary of State John Husted say earlier, strong voter turnout, not expecting record-breaking turnout. What population of voters, in your opinion, are crucial to any specific candidate and why?
Donald Trump's been doing very well among older voters. So if we see a spike in elderly turnout, I would think that would be good for Donald Trump. For Governor Kasich, he needs to do well in urban centers, places like Columbus, Cincinnati, Dayton, Cleveland. If turnout's good in those places, then he should benefit.
Illinois, Missouri, North Carolina, Florida, all holding primaries today as well. Are you expecting any surprises?
I think the biggest surprise would be a sweep for Donald Trump. So if we see him sweep, then I think we would pretty much just give him the nomination, practically speaking. Probably the most likely outcome would be a divided evening where we still see Governor Kasich surviving, Donald Trump being maybe prevented from sweeping, and then just sort of continue on at that point.
So if no candidate drops out after tonight's primaries, what does the path forward look like? How do they pick up delegates? How do we get to that convention? How does somebody win? What does the path to victory look like?
Sure. If no one drops out, then the opponents of Donald Trump just keep breaking up the vote. If he can still stick at that 35–40% level, keep winning delegates, he's going to have the most when we get to Cleveland. That may not be a majority, though. So then we get to that famous contested convention, and honestly, we haven't seen that in so long, it's a little bit unpredictable what would even happen.
That's what was my next question. We heard Steve Handelsman mention it in his piece, fight it out at the nominating convention in Cleveland. What does that look like? As you said, it's been a long time since we've seen that. What does a contested convention look like? How does it play out?
Basically, in the first ballot, people would be stuck with who they came in with. So people who were supporting Trump would come in the first ballot, vote Trump. Second and third ballots, depending on the state's rules, those delegates would be unbound at that point, and it would be third moment. And so it'd be very dramatic. You know, the political geek inside of me would love to see it. The citizen inside of me, maybe not so much. We'll see.
It'll be status quo for this election cycle anyway. Finally, do you think after tonight, on Wednesday, maybe the days following, Donald Trump has led nationally in the polls, at least on the Republican side. Will we see a change in national polling, do you think?
Yeah, generally, when we start to see someone kind of emerge at this point, so if they've been polling in the 40s and that sort of starts to tick up a little bit in the mid to high 40s, if that happens with Mr. Trump, then he's well on his way to winning, I think.
Dr. Mark Caleb Smith, always great insight. Cedarville University, really appreciate it, sir. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Mark.